Hey everyone, I'm Jonathan and I lead ecosystem product marketing here at Firebolt, and I am pumped to have you with us. The idea of this live stream series is made specifically for developers and engineers dealing with data in mind. Why? Well, we want to showcase real world demos of how Firebolt integrates nicely with your existing tech stack. If you caught yesterday's broadcast, it was all about streaming with Estuary, so definitely catch the replay, and we'll link to that in the comment section below. And if you're also new to Firebolt, well, here's a quick scoop. Firebolt is a high performance cloud data warehouse built for developers and engineers who need sub-second analytics on massive data sets. It's incredibly fast, super cost efficient, and ideal for building data intensive and AI applications, from SaaS dashboards to low latency user facing features. Today, we're spotlighting dbt, one of the most widely used tools in data transformation workflows. If you're modeling data with SQL and care about clean, modular pipelines, dbt is probably already in your stack, or at least it's on your radar. What's exciting is how seamlessly Firebolt and dbt work together, so you can go from raw data to ultra-fast analytics-ready tables using familiar SQL-based workflows. We've got a great demo coming up to show you exactly how that works, but first, say hey in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from and what you're hoping to learn from this live stream. We'll be keeping an eye on the comments and answering questions throughout. All right, so let's dive right in. Let me bring in Petro, our ecosystem software engineer here at Firebolt. Petro is going to walk us through how Firebolt and dbt come together in action. Petro, why don't you take it away?
Thank you. Showcasing dbt. dbt essentially is a data transformation tool that stands at the T side of ELT paradigm. You can load your raw data via some other tools into Firebolt, but then in order to transform it, to clean it up, to make it presentable, you will use dbt or some other tool. So let me bring up my screen and show you what we have. So in here, I have already a pre-created sample dbt project with the data that we've used throughout the other demos. I'll go through what I have in a second. So in order to use dbt, you'll need to have both dbt core and dbt firebolt installed. So in here, I already had pip install dbt firebolt to install our adapter. Then you'll need to configure it. Similar as with the other ecosystem tools, you'll need to provide your database, engine name, your account name, ID, and secret. In here, I'm using environment variable in order not to show my credentials on video. This sits in a profiles.yaml file. Overall, the project looks like this. All of it is pretty standard dbt project setup, apart from this section where I define our models. I have three sections for the models. One is staging, where we materialize it as view, but we also might as well do it as ephemeral. Ephemeral essentially means you don't actually create anything on the Firebolt side, but instead you just substitute it in your eventual models that you create from this. Intermediate is also a view, and then we have marts that all created as tables. This is for efficiency, for when you were to create, when you were to query those tables, it'll be faster than querying the views. And our data, so we have sources in here describing our source data, similar to, well, this is our demo data agents, IP addresses, rankings, search words, and user visits are the tables that we have. I can show that we have those tables in Firebolt by running a quick select, quick show tables command. Those are the tables that we have. And we will create some of the other tables from here. So we have staging agents and staging for all of those source tables. Then we have enriched user visits that combines all of those tables before into more of a master information for all the search words, IP addresses, and all the good data processing that can happen on this. but also some other helper tables like daily KPIs and topics by revenue, which are self-explanatory, and also country metrics that aggregate some data over the country. So let's go quickly into some of those SQL files. So this is one of the staging tables that we have. Definitions, model definitions that we have, very basic. We just we rename some of the fields just so it's easier to understand. So device search instead of one word, device architecture, arch, pardon me, and so on. The only one that's different is user visits. User visits is the biggest table that we have in our demo. And in here, in order to speed up this demo and not to spend too much time staring at the screen waiting for it to finish, we just select 100,000 rows from the user visits table. The rest, we just rename some tables. We parse user agent to extract OS, browser, and device type. And let me show you the macros we use for that. Pretty straightforward. We reuse this section of SQL in the previous model to understand where we have Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and also iPhone, tablets, or Android, iOS, and so on. We extract this data from the user agent field that we store in the user visits table. Enriched user visits is the big table that we have where we join user visits, search words, IP addresses, agents. Enriched user visits is what we create out of this. See, a lot of fields are joined in here for our processing needs, for our visualization needs, and any needs you might have from your table. And this is actually configured as an incremental. So essentially, first time you run it, it will behave as any other materialization in dbt. Your table will be created for you. But then if there is any update on one of the tables that constitute this, so if there is additional entry in search words or new IP address comes in, instead of refreshing the whole thing, instead of recalculating this table, we only get that one additional row appended and processed in here, which speeds up the processing power in here, processing time immensely. So let's get into it. So first I'll do dbt debug to verify that I'm connected to Firebolt and I can actually talk to it and run dbt. And now I'll do dbt run, which essentially just materializes all of those tables that we defined before. So we see we run with 4 threads in concurrency. So we're a bit faster. We don't do one at a time. We do several of them. We create several of them at the same time. And you see, even with the limitation, user visits is the slowest table in here. The rest were super fast, but this one takes some time. Not too long though. But we have this data loaded. Now if we switch to Firebolt and have a look at the tables, yeah, we have a lot more tables now. Great. What can we do now? So I will show the incremental model because I believe that's one of the biggest, coolest powers of dbt. In order to showcase this, I will increase number of rows that we fetch from the source. So let me just verify enriched user visits row count. $510, and let's add one more row in here. So even though I'm running dbt run again, it should be a lot faster for user visits because we're just adding one more row. We're not refreshing the whole model. But instead of 12 seconds or how long it ran before, it ran in just 1 second. And now we check user visits, and nothing has been updated because some of the sources didn't join on that field. But nevertheless, we see that it's a lot faster now than it was before. Now I can showcase some of the other additional amazing features of dbt. For example, snapshotting. So snapshotting lets us create a, well, as the name suggests, snapshot of the data we currently have. So in here we've defined a snapshot for search words. Essentially, that means that if any of the search words update, obviously we will propagate that to the eventual tables, but we want to know when that happened and maybe do some processing on that. So we will create a snapshot and see how it behaves. Okay, there we go. And let's get the board large from snapshots. This is the table we've created, and we can have a look with a limit 10 in here. There's several search words that we had in staging search words. But now if we just select one of them, let's say search word large, we see that its topic is set to true. Okay, great. We see that when it's been updated, when it's valid from, and it's valid to null, it means it's still valid. Now, if we update in search words, this word, so word large, we set it to false. So its topic currently is true. If we set it to false, we updated the initial table. Now we rerun dbt snapshot to propagate any updates in there. And we look for the word large in our snapshot. See, we have now two entries. One of them has topic true, another one is false. But the great thing in here, valid from, now we have valid to for topic true because it's no longer valid. And the update to it, valid from, is set to valid to for the previous value and to null because it's still valid. Some other features of dbt are amazing for data science and data transformations essentially is testing. So dbt test allows us to verify our data is correct. So we have several tests that, for example, that date is in the past, that the value is positive and the value is in the correct range. And I've defined them here in the models. For example, also some predefined by the dbt verifications like not null and unique. So we know the search word will have always to have defined and also to be unique because this is the table that behaves like that. So in here, we defined all those data tests, and by running dbt test, we verify that all pass. If any data comes in that breaks this setting, we will know, the dbt will tell us, oh, this does not pass. dbt has a lot of other cool features. Verification of data and false transformation. I've just shown a small subset of that. I think it's an amazing tool for transforming, for defining your data, and it can really help data quality and, well, eventual data consistency for any users.
Awesome. Thanks, Petro.
Thank you.
It's great to see dbt and Firebolt in action together, especially how clean and powerful the workflow is when you combine transformation logic with Firebolt's lightning fast engine. And to everyone who's joined us on today's stream, thank you. If you're curious and want to try Firebolt for yourself, head over to go.firebolt.io. You can spin up your own Firebolt workspace and explore everything we covered today for free. No credit card required. So that's it for now. Be sure to follow us here on LinkedIn or YouTube or wherever you're tuning in from, so that way you don't miss any future episodes in the series. We've got more awesome integrations coming your way soon. Until next time, keep building and stay curious.